And we're live. Welcome once again to another Trippy Food live stream. I think we're live. It says we're live. Let's see. We got live chat on. I want to make sure I don't have top chat on. It's good to see everybody. Well, people starting to trickle into the room. I can see. Let's see. I got to go this way. I can see that there are 2 people in the room right now. So we'll wait for more people to pop in. Big shout out to our folks in the UK, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So just a forward is the reason that we're doing a UK snacks live stream is because I think I'm going to say it's like almost 2 weeks ago now, or like a week and a half ago, I was in the UK. So I had to go to England for work. And while I was there for, I think from Saturday when I got in until Friday morning, I was in Bristol. And then while I was in Bristol, I made a side trip over to Cardiff, Wales. So we did that. And that was just like a one day, like a one afternoon, just going into Wales and coming back. And then on Friday, I headed up to Liverpool from from Bristol to visit friends of mine that I had not seen in a long time and spend the weekend with them, which was awesome. And so we did a lot of stuff, did a lot of filming. I've got stuff from Cardiff, I've got stuff from Bristol, and I've got stuff from Liverpool, and I'm in the process of editing a lot of that. So there's going to be a lot of stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So who do we have out there already? We have Miguel Rangel. We have Janice Yamanaka on the early side. Welcome, Janice. Welcome, Miguel. It says there's 5 people in the room. I just see you 2 for now. We may or may not get a visit from Julie. Apparently, she had some sort of issue. She went to the walk-in clinic, and they sent her over to the ER. I mean, she has a fever, and she has a little bit of pain, but nothing. Like she drove herself, so nothing really serious. But everyone, please think some nice thoughts for Julie, and hopefully it won't take very long, and she will pop in and grace us, and we will enjoy some UK snacks and beverages with Julie. But but we will get started at least, and like I said, hopefully she will talk to us soon. So you probably noticed the Tesco bag here. So this has I got a bunch of stuff while I was there. And not all of it's going to be in the live stream today. I have a bunch of UK stuff to do in the live stream, but I didn't get anything in Wales to do for the live stream. But so everything I got either in Bristol or Liverpool, and then I do have some other stuff. So I guess I could show you the other stuff. Thank you, Janice. Well, yeah, I think so, Jared. I don't think it's anything serious, but we'll know in a little bit. So she will text us. Maybe she's even watching this from while she's sitting in the ER. So yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to do. This is extra stuff, the stuff that I got there. Decided we're going to take a Dixie. So one of this is these Marmite oven baked peanuts. So we'll be doing that. Like, I don't know, maybe as a quickie, maybe, we'll do a few UK things together. We have pot noodles. And we did pot noodles before because Sharon's son had sent us to that in the Liverpudlian shoebox of snack. If you remember that episode, if not, Janice, maybe you could look at, I think maybe we did 2 episodes, the Liverpudlian shoebox of snack. If you can find that, Janice, and post that would be awesome. But we did a pot noodle there. This one's a little bit different. This one is sticky rib flavored pot noodles. So we'll be doing that again, not today, but soon. And Heinz, it's really big in the UK. Heinz stuff, even though it's a Pittsburgh company. And this is mulligatawny soup. So again, stuff that I found there that we just don't have here. Oh, also, if you remember the episode that we did where we ate or we tried we tried Bovrite. We tried Bovrite, Marmite, and Vegemite. And Bovrite we tried Bovrite because it was patterned kind of after Bovril, but you can't get Bovril in the US, but they do have it in the UK. We were able to bring some back, and so we will do an episode for you with Bovril. We'll probably do like a beef tea, which is one of the things they use it for, and put it on bread like Marmite, which is not one of the things they typically do it for, but we will do that. Did have some of it while I was in the UK. Ended up for some reason with 2 jars of that, and so Sharon, my friend Sharon, and her family inherited the other jar full of them. So that's what we're going to do. We have a whole bunch of other UK snacks. So let's start out with a little bit of history before we go. Deborah's here. Let's see. Old guy here in the car listening. Oh, okay. Deborah and Tom, welcome. So you guys know him as Old Guy and Mrs. Old Guy. They're both in the car listening. So that's nice. Nice to see you here. Did I forget anybody? I got Miguel. I got Janice. I don't think I said hello to Jared Tierno. I don't think I said hello to Steve Russell. I don't think I got Laughing Meds. And I did get Deborah because I mentioned her. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right. So I did mention my UK trip on the last live stream. Now, the last live stream that I did was my 6K live stream. It was basically promising to eat foods that I don't like because I hit 6,000 subscribers. And I hit 6,000 subscribers while I was in Bristol. And I remember specifically where I was. So I was with coworkers, and we were in, what was the name of the restaurant? It was the Clifton Sausage, a restaurant called the Clifton Sausage. And I was with coworkers, and somebody mentioned the YouTube channel. And I think they said, how many subscribers do you have? And I said, 5,990, I think it was 96, something along those lines. And so Michelle, if you're watching, Michelle, not Matt's Michelle, not Michelle Grant, but Michelle, who I work with, or one of my coworkers in the UK. Michelle started going around the table saying, hey, do you watch Val's channel? And they would say, yeah. And you subscribe to it? And like, no. And by the time they got around like the table to Cedric Massett, bing, 6,000 subscribers. So I remember exactly where I was when I hit 6,000 subscribers. And I said, well, okay, I promised you guys that I would do the live stream that we did last week, celebrating the 6,000 subscribers. Thank you to Cedric for that. And so I did that one first, but now I'm doing the one from the UK. So again, thank you, Michelle, for recruiting people. Thank you, Cedric, for being the 6,000th subscriber. So also, while I was in Bristol and I made that sidetrack to Cardiff, I filmed a couple. There'll be an overall Bristol. There'll be an overall Bristol episode. So show you a little bit of Bristol and some of the fun stuff that we ate. I don't think anything rises to the, to being really unusual, but was really good. And some stuff was like a little on the unusual side. Like I had lamb sausages at Clifton Sausage. And I had a cider at one of the world's oldest, one of the oldest cider mills in the UK, hard cider. And so I will do an episode in Bristol. We also did another episode in Bristol in which Venki and I, we had an afternoon where we were on our own for food, and we found this Indian street food. I don't know if you call it a stall. It's like it's not a food truck. It's not on wheels, but it's bigger than just a regular stall. And they had like really unique and interesting Indian street food, which he was ultimately familiar with. And so we did film an episode having this Indian street food at this shack, or whatever you want to call it, in Bristol. And then Venki also went with me to Cardiff. So we took the train because Bristol is right across the river from Wales. So we took the train from Bristol to Cardiff, Wales, and we had Cardiff cuisine. I mean, Wales cuisine. So we had the food of Wales. We had 4 items, and we filmed an episode doing that. So that is coming up as well. So the Indian restaurant was a place called Rana's Dhaba, which is RHANA, Rana's Dhaba, DHABA. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. Venki, if you're watching, you can correct me, but I think that's how to pronounce it. So we will be seeing those shortly. And also special thanks to Tom, another one of my coworkers, who made the recommendation in Cardiff to where we were going. We went to, what was the name of that pub? Bluebell, I think it was the Bluebell pub. It's been around since the early 1800s, and they had all the Welsh food that we were looking for. So we made a nice afternoon out of it. So again, after my week in Bristol, and while I was in Bristol, we also went to Stonehenge. I went to Stonehenge with a couple of other people, and filmed an episode at Stonehenge. So that's coming as well. We have a Stonehenge episode coming out. There we were on stage when down comes this Stonehenge monument that's being in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. Stonehenge. And so then on Friday, I took the train to Liverpool to visit my friends, Sharon, Dave, and their kids. Had not seen them in a long time. The last time I was in Liverpool was, I think, 2009. I had seen Sharon and her sister Cheryl, who might be watching right now. I saw Sharon and Cheryl. They came here when we were living in Southern California, and we got to see them. So I had not seen them in a long time. So I stayed with them for the weekend. Let's see, I got up there Friday, maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock Friday. Did a bunch of stuff Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning I flew back. So it was great to see them. Did a bunch of episodes with them. Sharon and Dave didn't really want to do too many episodes. They were really helpful about setting stuff up and everything. They didn't really want to be on camera so much. But their son Fletcher, who was I think just born the last time I was in the UK or in Liverpool, he did one episode with me. He made bread from yogurt and flour. And I was in disbelief and everything, but it's on film. You're going to see it. So Fletcher did one episode with me, and then their son Tate and his friends Amelia and Tommy did a bunch of episodes with me. So we did, Tate and Tommy did scouse with me. If you don't know what scouse is, it's SCOUSE. It's used to describe the people of Liverpool because they're from all over the place. It's kind of a melting pot. But it's also a stew. And so Tate and Tommy and I did scouse. So there'll be an episode for that. And then Tate and I did butter pie. And I don't know if you're familiar with butter pie. I had heard about it previous to that. Dave kind of said oh, I never heard of this, but I saw this in this little shop, saw butter pie. And I said, well, yeah, butter pie, in the song Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey by Paul McCartney. It's and some butter pie, butter wouldn't melt, so I put it in the pie. That whole thing is butter pie. And I'm I never knew what butter pie was either. So Tate and I dig into a butter pie, so that was fun. And then I have a general Liverpool episode, a bunch of things in and around Liverpool. This finger here, I don't know if you can see him up there, Superland Banana. I think I showed him to you last week. So we went to Superland Banana. And obviously you can't do Liverpool without doing a bunch of Beatles stuff. So we did a bunch of Beatles stuff at Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, the grave site of Eleanor Rigby, stuff like that. So we had a lot of fun. It was the Liverpool Football Club and also won some sort of, I don't know if they won a match or they won a series or what it was, but they had won. And it was the last Sunday I was there. It was crazy. It was just crazy. We went down Matthew Street where the Cavern Club is, and it was just wall to wall people. It was just a nut house. So, thank you very much, Janice. So Janice posted the Liverpudlian, well, actually, we did a Liverpudlian live stream, but I think we also did an episode. We do the Liverpudlian shoebox of snack as well. So thank you for posting that. That is there. Nashi snuck into the room while I was busy yapping. Let's see, Laughing Meds, I think we caught you. Tom wants to know if Val had a spotted one when he was in the UK. I did not while I was there. What Deborah's referring to is spotted dick, and spotted dick is a dessert, I suppose. It is like a steamed sponge cake, and you kind of steam it in the can. If I'm not mistaken, Tom and I did that. We made our own spotted dick. I think so, Deborah. Check with Tom, Deborah, because I think Tom and I made spotted dick. And so for those of you who are curious, it's actually really good, really tasty. Just has a funny name. Oh, let's see. I have a yogurt and flour flatbread recipe. Well, maybe that's the same thing. It's just that this had a little bit of. It was very, very dense, but it was thicker than a flatbread. So maybe it's the same thing, Nashies, but the episode will be out soon, I hope, and you'll be able to see that. I eat butter pie every day, Janice. Oh, hi, Janice. Okay. I've never had it before. It's really simple, really tasty. But again, we'll have the episode out where we dig into or as the British say, tuck into a butter pie. Let's see. That was my college name. Which one? Butter pie or spotted dick? I don't know which one that is. I'm like, you did. Okay. Yeah. So Tom and I actually made spotted dick from scratch. So Janice, I'm not sure if that was on Tom's channel or our channel. If you can find that, that would be great. Ice Hand is in the room and had a question. Let's see. I see Hi Nashies. I see Ice Hand. Where Ice Hand? That's a long one. How did I miss that? I got a question. Talking with Matt, he said one of his shows had you eating horse meat, but that was illegal. Eating it was illegal. Not selling it for consumption was illegal. Okay, so the thing about horse meat is in the U.S., horse meat is. Horse meat used to be illegal in all of the U.S., and I think it was around 2009 or so. They reopened the horse slaughterhouses here in the U.S. So what happened was they were still sending horses to slaughter for food, but they were shipping them by train to Mexico and Canada. And I guess they determined, oh, well, that's cruel. We don't know what's going to happen to them in there, and we don't know what's going to happen to them on the way and everything. That's cruel. So let's just open up the horse slaughterhouses again. What actually I think that translates to is we weren't making any money off this deal. So they open up the horse slaughterhouses. Now, depends on what state you're in. Various states have different rules. So it's legal in Oregon. It's legal in Nevada. I know that much. So some states it's legal. Some states it's not. Now in Canada, just right over the border, this was I think probably prior to when we actually started filming on the YouTube channel. It's not a big deal in Canada. Horse meat's not a big deal in Canada. But here in the United States, there are certain states have the rules on the book and some do not. So California is one of the ones that does have a separate rule in the book. I think that was passed in 1996 or so. And according to them, you cannot buy, sell, cook, or eat or like serve somebody in a restaurant horse meat or anything like horse meat. So that would include donkey, that would include mule, that would include zebra even. And so now the thing is, I don't remember filming it. I remember eating horse meat. So we did. I've had a horse meat twice. Once I had it in a can that somebody gave me. Somebody gave me a can of horse meat from Mongolia. So I had that, and then the other one was in Quebec, in Montreal, in a restaurant in Montreal. I had horse meat. So wait, that was where's my phone? Oh, here it is. I just want to make sure let's see if it's Julie. It is not Julie. Okay. We'll just keep that handy just in case. So let's see. Did I get caught up here? Does that answer your question, Ice Hand? I'll have to go back and check to see if I don't know. I don't remember there being a Trippy Food episode eating horse meat. Maybe it was a reckless eating thing. I don't recall it. I have somewhere I saved the can. I had that somewhere, but I don't remember doing that with Matt, and I don't remember actually filming it or not. So, but I have had horse meat twice, and I did have mare's milk, fermented mare's milk, which is a Mongolian thing, and I had it at a Mongolian food festival where they explained to me that the Mongolian grill that you go to is not from Mongolia; it's actually from Taiwan. So it's Taiwanese. So I hope that answers your question. Hey, Chuck Rowland is in the room. Welcome, everybody. Please give a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome to Reckless Eating's Chuck Rowland. I think it's that Chuck Rowland. Maybe it's somebody else calling themselves Chuck Rowland, but either way. If it is that Chuck Rowland, do you recall the story of eating horse meat, Chuck? If you're the same Chuck Rowland, I think maybe it's the easy thing to do. All right. So, anyways, I think I covered. you know, some of the stuff, most of the stuff that we're going to eat here, like I think a lot of the stuff I got at Tesco. So they had Tesco Express, which is like a little small convenience store size Tesco. Tesco's a grocery chain in the UK, and there's a bunch of them. Like every street corner in Bristol has a Tesco Express on it. So a lot of the stuff we did get from Tesco, and then some stuff we got in Liverpool. One in particular, Sharon, I don't know if you're watching, Sharon. If you are, remind me the name of that Asian grocery. So there was a beautiful, wonderfully stocked Asian grocery in Liverpool that we had gone to. And I know that I got the 2 beverages that we're doing today. I definitely got those. And I think maybe some of the other things in our grab bag, I think were also from, oh, hang on. There was a pond. Nope, there wasn't. Yeah, some of the other things in our grab bag we got from Liverpool as well. So, but I would be remiss if I did not say Sharon, Dave, Tate, Fletcher, and even Amelia and Tommy. If you are watching, I want to thank you all for a wonderful weekend. It's like I had mentioned to Sharon, like Sharon said, oh, well, it's a shame we're not going to be able to get to this place because it's not open on weekends or whatever. And like I said to her, hey, it was great just to see them after not having seen them for any number of years. So thank you for your hospitality. I had a great weekend, and it was good to see you guys again. So thank you so much. And coming up, you will see, again, Sharon and Dave chose not to be in videos, but Tate and Fletcher all over it, and we'll see a bunch of them in coming up. All righty, got a little quiet in the chat, so I'm just checking logistics, making sure that people are still there. I will post you any progress as soon as I hear from Julie. I would expect, because she didn't seem like she was seriously ill or anything, I would expect that just going to run some tests on her, and we should see her pop in, and we have a chair right here for her, and she will join us. So, all right, you guys ready to start? Let's see, we're at 4:22. That's okay. I mean, it is what it is. All right, so we are going to start. I'm going to start with some water. And as always, we starting with our adult beverage. And so this adult beverage, wait a minute. Okay. So this adult beverage is Cass Fresh is the product line of the name of the beer. And this is cold brewed pale lager. This is a 4.5 ABV. This is from Oriental Brewery, which probably explains why we bought it in an Asian grocery. But I believe this is a Korean beer. Let's see. Yeah, Oriental Brewery was founded in 1933 in Seoul, Korea. I'd never heard of the brand before, but we did see this in the Asian grocery in Liverpool. Let's get ready to make the stomach rumble. Let's do it. Again, did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody in the chat or anything? Did anybody else come in? Is there a question? Did anybody ask a question that I missed? Please, hey, Grub Warp is here. Welcome, Grub Warp. Glad you could make it. Thanks for joining us today. So anybody, did I miss any? Did I not recognize somebody walked in the room? Did I miss anybody? Let me know, please. Keep me honest. Right now we have 6,000 subscribers, and so our live streams are. We don't have, like hundreds or thousands of people in our live streams like some people do, and so we can still, maintain. We can still like catch up with people and everything, and hopefully as we grow, we won't neglect people or not. Again, Julie's not here right now, so I can't have anybody like watching the. I guess Janice can. So Janice, keep me honest, and if somebody asks a question or you see somebody come into the room that I didn't acknowledge, please let me know. All right, so here we go. We're going to. I bet it's a twist off. Let's try that first. Thank you, Nashies. Maybe Julie's watching. Maybe while she's waiting, she might be watching this. We'll get this open. Oh, so I do have trivia questions. They're not specifically UK trivia questions, but they're trivia questions that are pertinent to what we're going to do. So the question about beer is, what type of beer is most frequently cold brewed? What type of beer is most frequently cold brewed. And I don't mean like brand of beer. I mean, type of beer, like, like a Hefeweizen or a stout, something along those lines. What type of beer is most frequently cold brewed? Man, that is stubborn. We'll get it. We got it. All right. Obviously, I'm saving those. It has kind of a wheat smell to it. Not weak, wheat. Nice light amber color. You can kind of smell it out of the bottle, but once you pour it, you don't really get that much of a smell from it. It is a 4.5, so I would expect it's not going to have that alcohol bite to it. Ooh. It has almost like a vegetable flavor to it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It tastes like there's vegetables in it. That's kind of strange. Well, there might be. Hang on. I get that bong, and I just need to check to make sure Julie is okay. Oh, wait. Have an IV in, took labs and urine, did an EKG, and they're doing a CT scan. Holy crap. Have a great steam. I'm going to be here for a bit. Yes, unfortunately. All right. I will keep you updated as we find things out. That is really light. Like I said, there's almost like a vegetable flavor to it. It's kind of odd. Really, a really nice mellow flavor though. So like this would be like it would be a good beer to serve like if you were having a meal where you didn't want the beer to like overpower what you were eating and everything. Just like a really light, maybe like when I say pepper, I mean like a bell pepper like flavor, like that kind of fruity vegetable flavor. And it just would go with anything. So that's just a good all around beer. Where is the thumb? Did I leave it up there? I did leave it up there. That is going to get a thumbs up. And again, it's not like it has this amazing flavor. It's just really unobtrusive. Just a nice light beer. It's not skunky. It doesn't taste like a domestic beer. It just has a really nice flavor. And if you were going to serve it as a beverage with food, it would be perfect. So, thumbs up. All right. So, our trivia question was, what type of beer is most frequently cold brewed? Let's see. Ice Hand said lager. Nashies said lager. Ice Hand, I think she's going to be okay. I mean, like she's chatting, so we'll find out. We'll let her know. I think the CT scan, because the problem was like in the side, and not like her head or anything like that. So, we'll find out. We'll find out. And like I said, hopefully things go well, things go quickly, and she'll walk in here while we're doing this. So the trivia question was, what type of beer is most frequently cold brewed? I think there were two answers for lager. Ice Hand and Nashies both said lager. It is, in fact, IPAs. IPAs are most frequently cold brewed. If you have information to prove otherwise, I'm all for it. I mean, I do a little bit of research when I'm doing these trivia questions, but you never know. You might actually find a more authoritative source somewhere else and be right. So there we go. All right. So we are going to start to get into our snacks now. So I got another Trader Joe's bag. This is a Connecticut Trader Joe's bag. But again, remember these are products from the UK. I should have done it out of the Tesco bag, but we're not doing it out of the Tesco bag. So let's do our first one. I don't have anything to like hold it on. I wish I had something to hold it on so you guys could. Maybe that will work. That'd be nice. If that would work. Maybe I guess that kind of works. All right. So these are The company is Super Foodio, and these are peanut butter buttons. Now, Super Foodio was founded in 2014 by Nirali and Jag Mankodi in London, UK. I think it's peanut butter and chocolate, but it's like peanut butter and cocoa kind of mixed together. I don't think it's not like a Reese's peanut butter thing. Well, they're peanut butter buttons, and everything's generic, and it's, let's see, fiber-free, high fiber, I'm sorry, high fiber, gluten-free, no palm oil, no refined sugar, vegan, plant-based. Okay, I mean, peanuts and chocolate are both plant-based. Let's see. Do they add anything to chocolate that would make it non-vegan? I don't know, but these are vegan. So, as long as we're talking about peanut butter, what peanut dish was first described in Boston Cooking School magazine in 1901? Again, what peanut-based dish was mentioned or first described in Boston Cooking School magazine in 1901? All right, let's go ahead and try these. No smell. All right, well, maybe it's mixed together. It looks like a lozenge. Has an S on there for like Superman. It looks like a lozenge. Let's try this. Oh, kind of waxy. I'm a waxy texture. A really odd texture. I mean, it breaks down. It's not overly sweet, so you can definitely you definitely don't get the that kind of sugary taste. I don't really get a lot of cocoa in there either. This one may not have cocoa in it. Let's see. The ingredients are so small. 6 natural ingredients. Gonna have to use the phone for this, I think. Let's see. All right. So 6 natural ingredients, and they are cocoa butter. And that's the first ingredient is cocoa butter. Cocoa butter, peanuts, coconut blossom sugar, shea butter, coconut oil. I'm not getting a lot of coconut taste in there. Sea salt. That's it. That's the only thing in it. So even though there's cocoa butter, it doesn't have when you're eating a Reese's cup, which is, chocolate and peanut butter, you definitely get those chocolate or the cocoa taste. It's in a substandard chocolate. Asian grocery. Oh, thank you very much, Sharon. Sharon said that the name of the Asian grocery was. Wait, I lost it now. I thought she put it in the chat, but it was not in the chat. The Asian grocery was called Chunghwa, and it was I will mention this. So when I was with Sharon and we went to the Asian grocery, it was amazing, very, very, very well stocked. And Julie and I found yesterday, I think this was in Nashua, and if I'm not mistaken, it's called Patel Brothers, and it is, literally a Indian. I'm going to call it a superstore. Now they don't have like furniture or clothing or anything else like that. It's food. It's huge. It's bigger than most like large grocery stores that I've seen, and it's all Indian food. Some Middle Eastern and Asian foods as well, but for the most predominantly Indian, and it is amazing. I mean, we're just like a kid in a candy store or a kid in an Indian grocery. That's the main ingredient. Yeah, and this it's funny because cocoa butter is listed before peanuts even. But all I really get is the peanuts. I don't really get, to be fair, cocoa butter is, you're going to get that more of that white chocolate flavor than a dark chocolate flavor from cocoa butter. So I'm not like overly expecting it to taste like cocoa, but it's actually, here's the thing. It's good. Once it breaks down, then you really start to get that peanut flavor and everything. But the texture is kind of waxy and kind of weird. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, but trending downward slightly, just because of that weird texture. Now, the trivia question I asked is, what peanut dish was first described in Boston Cooking School magazine in 1901? Let's see. Did anybody guess? Ice Hand said peanut butter and jelly. Let's see. Was that it? That was it. That was it. Peanut butter and jelly. That's kind of an odd thing, like to call peanut butter and jelly a peanut dish, but it was in fact peanut butter and jelly. Yes, the first description of an actual peanut butter and jelly sandwich was described in Boston Cooking School magazine in 1901. So 10 points, Ice Hand. All righty. Let's move on to our next one. I think we're doing okay time-wise. It looks like we're doing more sweet stuff. I almost went for the Tesco bag again. If you have not been to a Tesco, Tesco is a large grocery that's in the UK. It's all the way through the UK, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I got a lot of the stuff from the Tesco Expresses, which were like small, almost convenience store size places in Bristol, and there's literally one like every couple of blocks. All right, we are doing what now? Oh, the Tunnocks. I think I already had this because I think I got this in Bristol, and when I got to Liverpool, Sharon had seen this and goes like, "Oh, those are nice." I've never tried them. Now, if you looking at this, it has my kryptonite written in giant letters, caramel. But to be honest with you, it is milk chocolate coated caramel wafer biscuit. So I'm thinking that what this is going to be very similar to is a Kit Kat. It's like caramel Kit Kat. Well, does caramel by default does Kit Kat by default have caramel in it? I know it's the wafer and it's the chocolate, but I'm not sure if it has caramel, just your regular Kit Kat, not a special flavored Kit Kat. So we're going to try this. This is from Tunnock's. It's Tunnock's chocolate caramel wafer biscuits. Thomas Tunnock is the name of the company, and Thomas Tunnock was founded in 1890 by guess whom? That's right, Thomas Tunnock in Uddingston, Scotland. So these are a product of Scotland. Kit Kat has no caramel. Okay, I wasn't sure. I know they do have pukey chocolate. Well, the American Kit Kats have pukey chocolate. So yeah, that looks like just like a really. It looks like a Nutty Buddy, or which is a wafer. Nutty Buddy is a wafer biscuit, I guess, for lack of a better term, or maybe like a giant big fat Kit Kat. So we're going to try this. Now, again, because we're talking about wafer, it's like a wafer cookie, a wafer biscuit. As long as we're on the subject of wafers, what are communion wafers made of? What are the ingredients in communion wafers? All right, so let's just kind of break that open so we can look at it. You guys tell me what that looks like. Tell me what that looks like. Looks like a Kit Kat to me. All right. So right off the bat, the texture is completely different from the Kit Kat. It's not crunchy. But to be honest, the label's not like really tightly sealed. So maybe it loses its crunch over a period of time. I'm not sure. Well, you're supposed to believe that, Nashies. The flavors are there. So this to me tastes more like, so when I say a wafer, I'm talking about like the durian wafers. You guys have seen us do the durian wafers. Like we've done them a few times. And also we do have an episode coming out where Tate and Amelia and Tommy, Tate and his friends, Amelia and Tommy, they try the infamous durian wafers. So we got those at Changhua as well, and they tried the infamous durian wafers. So we have that episode coming out as well. So this has that more of that texture of that than it does of a Kit Kat. It's not like really crunchy and hard. The chocolate, I like the chocolate better. The chocolate's kind of mellow. This also has kind of a little bit of a waxy texture to it. A little bit of chewiness to it. Not as much crispiness or crunchiness to it, but really nice flavor. Now, for me, if you like caramel, then even the slightest amount of caramel is going to taste good to you. But even like an overhanded use of caramel might still taste good to you. To me, it would not. But to me, even though it says there's caramel in here, there's enough of everything else that is kind of like a nice blend, and the caramel doesn't really take away from that. So that's really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and, I guess because of the chewy texture and everything, I'm not going to give it a solid thumbs up. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward slightly, but the flavor is really, really good. So yeah, thumbs up, trending downward, I think. So let's go back to our trivia question. What are communion wafers made of? Nashi said Jeebus body, and you're supposed to believe that, I suppose. So Janice says unleavened wheat, flour, and water. Ice Hand said flour and holy water. All right. So the thing is, I'm not sure if they use holy water or not. My guess is maybe they do. I've never tasted holy water because it sits out. If you've ever been into a Catholic church, the holy water is always at the back of the church in this little bowl at the back of the church, and you stick your hand in there and you bless yourself with it and everything. And I don't think I would want to drink that just because everybody stuck their hands in it. So I can't tell you what holy water would taste like. I imagine maybe they do use holy water when they make them. And Nashi's, it's only Jeebus's body after it's consecrated. So after the priest blesses it, then it's supposed to, but before that is just, it's just a wafer. Nutty Buddies are waxy, but so good. I like Nutty Buddies too. When we did a Nutty Buddy something, it was a Nutty Buddy, something like Nutty Buddy flavored, and we actually put them, it was Nutty Buddy cereal. I think it was the last thing we did was a Nutty Buddy cereal, which is a wafer. Yeah. Yeah, you're all, I guess, correct. It is flour and water. So unleavened would be, I think if it was leavened, it would have yeast in it, I believe, but it's just plain, it's just white wheat flour and water. That's all. Those are the only ingredients are there. I will say that I have participated in a very irreverent episode of Reckless Eating where we did, I think Matt called it the what was it? The Communion Toast Crunch Challenge. And basically what we did was we got, he managed to find online communion wafers, the actual communion wafers online. I mean, who knew that's how you buy them? But he did find communion wafers online. And then instead of milk, we used like the wine, like holy, not holy wine, but just the wine before it supposedly make it holy. So it was communion wafers with wine as opposed to milk. I won, so that tells you how bad it was that I won. Because they're like good volume eaters and everything, but they couldn't get through it. So I mean, I won by nature of the fact that I finished, and they didn't finish it. So that's the only reason they won is because I finished. Do you remember the Munchies brand of Chex Mix called Ultimate Cheddar? They had oatmeal squares in them. When you say oatmeal squares, are you talking about oat Chex, or are you talking about something completely separate, like the actual oatmeal squares? I don't remember that. I remember seeing them, Munchies brand of Chex Mix called Ultimate Cheddar. Chex Mix over the years have really diversified as to how many different kinds. So there's bold and cheesy and hot and spicy, and there's a bunch of different Chex Mixes now. Back when I was a kid, like people made their own Chex Mix in the oven. You just bought Chex cereal and you mixed it with peanuts and pretzels and other stuff, and you just added Worcestershire sauce. I'm not sure what else is in it. There's recipes online if you wanted to make your own, and we would do that. And but I remember make it in the oven because they didn't have it prepackaged as Chex Mix. But now go to your local convenience store and they have bags and bags and bags of Chex Mix, oatmeal square pieces in them. I don't recall that, but that actually sounds good. Cheez-Its. They're like Cheez-Its, but yeah. Alrighty. So let's move on. And so I'm going to do two similar products in a row, but by separate companies. You'll see what I mean in a second. So these, let's see, where is this? Let's see if this still works. Yeah, there we go. All right. So these are real hand-cooked. I think it's the name of the company, Real Handcooked. These are real hand-cooked cheddar and onion crisps. I'm calling them crisps and not chips. In the US, we would call these chips. In the UK, we would call these crisps. The only exception to that is Pringles. Pringles, because they're not made with primarily, they're not fried potatoes. They legally in the United States cannot call them chips. And in the UK, they cannot call them crisps. I think lately when I've looked at cans of Pringles, they don't call them anything. They just call them Pringles. So I don't think they even bother anymore to call them chips or crisps. But legally in the US, they could not call them chips. And in the UK, they could not call them crisps. These are from the UK. They are called crisps in the UK. I bought these again. I think I got them at the Tesco in the Tesco Express in Bristol. But the company is actually located in Wales, which again, remember, right across the river. You cross over it. Actually, there are some bridges that go over there. I took the train out there, and the train goes under the river. So when it came out on the other side, all the signs were in Welsh, which is impossible to read unless you know Welsh. But a simple word like cheddar might be like this long and have 80 letters in it or something. So they're very difficult language to try to figure out or try to understand or something if you don't know the language. But the signs are both in Welsh and in English. So these are real hand-cooked cheddar onion crisps. Real Crisp was founded in 1997 by John Mudd and Jeff Meredith. I'm going to completely say this wrong, in Cwmfelinfach, I think is how you pronounce it, or Cwmfelinfach, which is Cwmfelinfach. If any of you know how to pronounce Welsh, if you want to write it phonetically, in the chat, I will learn how to say it that way. I do not know how to say it, but it's Cwmfelinfach, and the closest I could figure it, and by doing a little bit of research, is Cwmfelinfach. That could be wrong, in Wales. So because we're talking about Wales, and again, remember, we do have an episode coming out where we stop at the Bluebell pub and get traditional Welsh food. So that's coming up as well. But these are made in Wales. So as long as we're on the subject, what is the national dish of Wales? What is the national dish of Wales? There are a couple of ways to say the name. There's a couple of, you could just use the English name for it and everything. But what is the national dish of Wales? Let's go ahead and try these. And again, it's cheddar and onion, which is big in the UK. A lot of things cheddar and onion, like cheddar and onion sandwiches. I did see at the convenience store, they did have cheddar and onion sandwiches, and I would have got them had I not been full on everything else. So here we go. Krill. That's what whales eat. Ice hand, whales eat krill. That's pleasant. So you see cheddar on the outside, and I think as Americans, our minds go to like Cheetos, or something along those, or Cheez-Its. And none that it doesn't have that kind of, cheddar cheese flavor. And the onion is subtle. So it's not like, it doesn't taste like, you don't get that onion bite from it. It's just really mellow. I think, I'm not sure how many UKers we have. Sharon, you might know if you're watching this, and I think you are. Do they use like a yellow onion, white onion, red onion for when they mix cheddar and onion together? Do you know? It's a really interesting flavor. Just the right amount of salt, nice crunch to it. They definitely look handmade. They do not have the skins on them, but you can see like some places browned more than others. They taste handmade. Really mellow cheddar flavor, especially as an aftertaste. That you get that, and the onion is not overpowering and everything. That's really nice. I have no choice but to give it a thumbs up. Really, really good. All right. So our question was, what is a national dish of Wales? And it's funny. Iceland said krill. Nashi said that was her first thought. Janice said her husband. Ed said the same thing. Let's see. But Janice did say cawl, C-A-W-L, or caul, I think is caul, I think is how they say it. That is the national dish of Wales. So it is a lamb stew. And I did, that is one of the things that we did eat at the Bluebell pub. So episode coming soon. But that was, yes, that is regarded as a national dish of Wales. How would you eat? Can you even eat krill? Like, my understanding is krill are really, really tiny. They're like, maybe like brine shrimp or something. I don't know, is krill a fish or is krill like a crustacean or something? Does anybody know? Cheddar and onion is usually yellow onion. Oh, okay. Well, Sharon, it's not like it's like really strong or overpowering and everything. It's kind of a nice flavor. So those are really, really good. Now, since we're along those lines and talking about that, the next one we're going to do is cheddar and red onion crisps. But they specifically say red onion here, so these are not yellow onion. They specifically say red onion, mature cheddar, and red onion. You guys recognize the logo, Kettle, but this is Kettle UK or Kettle Foods UK. So this is Kettle brand cheddar and red onion crisps. Kettle Foods was founded by Cameron Healy in 1978 as NS Khalsa Company. They established a UK branch in Norwich in 1988. All right. So since we just finished the other bag of cheese and, well, we started into it, the cheese and onion crisps, and we are going to start into it, this bag of cheese and onion crisps. What fictional band had a song titled Cheese and Onions? Again, what fictional band had a song called Cheese and Onions? All right, so let's try these. I didn't do it on the other ones. You guys didn't stop me. You guys didn't catch me. I did not. I did. No, I did. I opened from the bottom. I thought I didn't. I thought I took leave of my senses or something. I forgot all about it. Ghouls say about eating krill, widely consumed in Southeast Asia, where it is fermented with the shells intact and usually ground finely to make sorbet. Well, you say the shell's intact. It's kind of telling me that it's actually a crustacean and not a fish. But I know that whales eat them. Oh, there's a lot of look at the all that seasoning that's on that. That has more of a cheese smell than that one does. Doesn't have an onion smell. They're crunchier, but they are Kettle chips. Very similar. This has that, I don't know if you would call it oil, but if you've ever eaten like a big block of cheddar, you kind of get that like almost oil, that cheddar, like cheese oil flavor. Maybe it's like leftover whey or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it almost has that flavor to it. And again, the onion is really subtle. So I'm really surprised, especially red onion. Red onion has a very particular and strong taste, and this one really doesn't. I like that. I like that a lot. It's a very, very nice cheddar flavor, really kind of light on the onion, so the onion isn't overpowering and everything. Both of those really good. I'm gonna give those thumbs up. Those are really good. Now, who besides Sharon that is on the live stream right now is from the UK? And so Sharon, have you had either one of these? Have you either had the Kettle mature cheddar and red onion chips crisps, or the real hand-cooked strong cheddar and onion crisps. Have you had those? Has anybody else had them before? Oh, David Wardle is here. So we have another UKer from Scotland here. So David Wardle has joined us. Welcome, David. David, have you been here for a while and just or did you just jump in? I've had them both. And what did you think, David? We love Kettle, not cheese, though. Oh, you mean just in general the Kettle chips? Yeah. Nope, just got here. Well, welcome, David. David is from Scotland. He has a great channel. If you guys have not seen it, you should be able to find it in our featured channels and everything. Definitely check out his channel. He does a lot of food that's available in Scotland where he lives. So did not make it out to Scotland, David, while I was out in the UK a couple of weeks ago, but I kind of got around a little bit. Hit Bristol and Wales and Liverpool. So specifically Cardiff, Wales and Liverpool. So welcome, David. I'm glad you could join us today. All right. So the question was, what fictional band had a song? Well, David, since you just jumped in, so maybe you want to answer. I'll ask the trivia question again so you can answer it before I post it. What fictional band had a song called Cheese and Onions? Dave, we had butter pie again. Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with butter pie. I was telling this, Dave, I don't know if you were here at the beginning. Dave was, I stayed at Dave's house while I was in Liverpool. So good to see you on as well, David. And so he was the one that told me that he was in, I guess, a convenience store, for lack of a better term, and saw the butter pie there, and I thought, oh yeah, just like in the Paul McCartney song. And so we had to try it. So we did try it, and I think I want to say with Tate, maybe with Tate and Tommy. Let's see, no, just Tate. We did the butter pie. So yeah, it's really simple. I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil the episode for you. So we'll have that out shortly. I've been beat to it. Spinal Tap. All right. So Dave Smith says Spinal Tap. David Wardle says Spinal Tap. Nashi says Spinal Tap. Excellent guess. Let's see. Ice Hand says Spinal Tap. Janice Yamanaka says The Ruddles. It was, in fact, The Ruddles. So it was a parody of, I think, a mixture of Strawberry Fields and A Day in the Life. So I just remember the vocals started like, I have always thought in the back of my mind, cheese and onions. Yeah, so it was like a Beatles parody, but it was in fact The Ruddles. If you have not seen, I think they came out a movie, or like a made-for-TV movie, just a short movie. It was a kind of a mockumentary, and I think it was called All You Need Is Cash. And if you have not seen it, I think you should see it. It's very, very funny. The Paul McCartney character is played by Eric Idle, and Neil Innes, I think, plays the Ron Nasty, which is the John Lennon character. But definitely worth checking if you're not checked out, and especially if you love parody. And even George Harrison has a cameo in it, so it's pretty funny. Just to let you know, I love Bristol. Last time I was there, I was at the Beer Keller for an Oompa night. I got around it a little bit. I don't remember seeing a place called the Beer Keller. I was staying in, what's the hotel? It used to be a bank. It was built in 1852, I believe. It was an old bank. And it was in that whole area with the places that used to be banks, but are now like nightclubs and restaurants and stuff. And I don't remember seeing a Beer Keller down there, but I'm imagining that's the part of town where the Beer Keller was, because it was hot and happening every night. I mean, I was there during the week, and there was party music coming out of every doorway and everything. It was pretty crazy. And I guess I'll just say this about people from the UK in general, because based on the fact that at the training session I was with other people from the UK and everything, is those people can drink. Those people can drink, and I can't. I mean, like, let's go here and have a drink. Let's go here and have a drink. I'm like, by the second place, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And it's midnight. I gotta work tomorrow. So, but what a bunch of fun people to be with. I swear to God. Hey, Joshua Maxwell is here. Welcome, Joshua. Good to see you. My mate used to stay in Shepton Mallet. I love it down there. Yeah. Again, anywhere that was in walking distance in where was I? In Bristol, anywhere I was a walking distance in Bristol. I remember I didn't really get like too much into the whole area. And then again, that side trip that I made to Cardiff, Wales by train, I think it was like 40 minutes or something to Cardiff. You actually go through a couple of other towns, if you want to go there, but the big city is Cardiff. So that's where we went. I can drink, but I just don't. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do, and a lot of people who don't, or who don't drink much, or whatever. I just, like I said, I'm kind of a lightweight. I think everybody by now knows the Clamato Las Vegas story, and if you don't, that's a story to ask Matt Zion from Reckless Eating about. All right, so cheese and onions was in fact the Ruddles. So let's see what's next. So we did 3 snacks. Is that true? We did 4 snacks. We did 4 snacks. All right. So now we're going to do our soft drink, for lack of a better term. I think soft drink is appropriate here. So this is Asia sarsae. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that sarsae part right. It's SARSAE. This is a product of China. Sarsae is I think the Chinese name for sarsaparilla. So this is a sarsaparilla. The company name or the product line is called Asia. The full name is Guangzhou Jiangsu Asia Beverages, and that company was founded in 1946 in Guangzhou, China, and is owned by GLIG, or might be GLIG, but it's all uppercase letters, so I'm going to assume it's GLIG. GLIG sarsaparilla. So sarsaparilla is, for those who don't know, it's not root beer. Sarsaparilla is a completely different drink. It is a soft drink originally made from the vine Smilax ornata is the plant that it comes from. Smilax ornata. So it's not root beer. It's not made from the same thing as root beer. So let's ask a question about sarsaparilla. What is commonly used to make sarsaparilla in the United States? So when they're making sarsaparilla in the United States, what compound or what substance do they use to make sarsaparilla in the United States? Let's see. Did I miss anything here? The resident recovering alcoholic. I would say, Nashies, that you are probably not the only one that is a recovering alcoholic, and more power to everybody who is, and respect to you guys. One of my cousins lived near Cardiff. If you saw a Vodafone store, they own it. I don't recall. I was in downtown Cardiff. One of the things I did notice is, so I didn't mention this earlier. One of the things I did mention in Cardiff is they have like a lot of American fast food places. So they did have I don't remember if they had a Dunkin' Donuts or not. I can't recall. But I remember that for certain, they had a KFC. They had a McDonald's, and there was one other one. I can't remember what the other one is, but we actually filmed an episode at the McDonald's there for Reckless Eating. So Matt has the footage from that. We filmed 2 things while we're in the UK. One, we filmed at McDonald's in Cardiff, Wales, and we filmed at the Taco Bell in Bristol. And so Matt has those, and if he puts them out as an episode, he puts them out as an episode. We gave it to him. He was kind of excited about getting that footage. So just keep an eye on for Reckless Eating to see if he puts out those episodes sometime soon. All right, let's go ahead and give this a try. I really had to do a lot of research on this because there's not a lot of like English writing on that. And this we also got in I try to remember the name. It was Changhua. Well, I also got this at Changhua, which is the Asian grocery in Liverpool. We were gonna do a live stream from Liverpool. We just didn't have time to arrange it ahead of time. In which case, I would have done this episode there, but we just didn't have time. There's no like first place, David. Just throw it out there. That's fine. I love Ice Hand's answer. Well, the question was, what is commonly used to make sarsaparilla in the United States? And he said citric acid, because there's citric acid in everything. I don't know if there's citric acid in here or not. Ooh, that is a nice smell. I could smell. Oh, wow. Oh, that is a really nice smell. It almost smells medicinal, but I say that medicinal from like, if you've ever had like authentic Chinese cuisine where they're using all different kinds of herbs and stuff, it almost has that kind of like that herbal natural smell to it. It's sort of like a really nice smell. Very, very unique smell. Very unique smell. It's almost, I know this is going to sound bad, but I don't mean it that way. It almost has like a cough drop kind of taste. And it's possible that they use that in cough drops when they make cough drops, and that's probably why it tastes familiar. But it almost has this kind of like a natural cough drop kind of taste. I'm not talking about cherry cough drops or lemon cough drops or Halls or anything like that. But it almost has this cough drop taste underneath it, like a medicinal. And I'm not saying that like a bad thing, because it's not. Now, that is, you can kind of taste the bubbles all over your tongue, but they're not big bubbles. So I'm wondering if it has nitrogen as opposed to carbonation, because it seems like it's a lot of small bubbles and they kind of like tickle your tongue. That is really good. I can definitely say that, like I've had sarsaparilla when I drank it and I said that tastes like root beer. This does definitely not taste like root beer. It's going to get a thumbs up for me. Very interesting and unique drink. Now, the question was, what is commonly used to make sarsaparilla in the U.S.? So let's see. Nashi said birch oil. Janice said birch oil. David asked, is it birch oil? Ice Hand citric acid, to be funny, and it was. Let's see. Citric acid is, in fact, usually in sarsaparilla. I didn't see ingredients here. Like, let's see. Oh, no, there is ingredients. Water is the main ingredient. Sugar. Also high fructose corn syrup, though. Food additives, color, preservative, food flavoring. And I imagine that they are using not birch oil, I'm sorry, what was it? Smilax ornata for that. Birch oil is in cough drops, slippery elm as well. Oh, interesting. Yeah, birch oil, David, Janice, Nashies, you are correct. Birch oil is what they use in the United States to make sarsaparilla. So again, really interesting, very, very interesting, very tasty. And now I'm going to go and ruin it by putting our Cass Fresh Cold Brew beer in with that. I have a feeling that they're not really gonna fight it out. It's not going to be that bad, I don't think. Because remember, that was a 4.5 ABV on the beer, and so it's not going to have that kind of beer bite that everything kind of washes away and leaves you with that beer bite when you mix them together. Okay, so it takes that prominent flavor from the sarsaparilla away. It's still there. It's still present. There's something familiar about it. But again, that kind of gets dispersed. The beer is not so strong that it kind of overpowers. It's not like the you mix the beer in there. The beer does not overpower the sarsaparilla and everything. So this one is actually pretty good. It's not something I would want to drink a lot. It makes a very interesting drink. I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle, trending upward, mixed together. No, thumbs in the middle, trending upward. It's an interesting mixed drink, and so or mixed beverage. So I would say it's like very similar to in Colombia. They have a drink called refajo. I think you guys have seen. We have an episode where we drink refajo. It's pre-made in a can. Refajo is half beer, and we always use a local Colombian beer for that. Half beer and half Colombiana, which is they call it a champagne cola. It's a soda that's available in Colombia, and they call that refajo. So this kind of reminds me of that refajo taste. It doesn't taste like refajo because obviously you're using a different kind of beer and you're using champagne cola, which is completely different. But it just reminds me of refajo, of that flavor, and everything is pretty good. Now, I neglected to mention a couple of things about when I was my time in Liverpool. So a couple of things that I thought I found fascinating, amazing, wonderful. First is this. So these are called poachies, and they're little bags that you make poached eggs in. So you drop the egg into the bag, put it in the water, take it out, pop it out, and you have perfect poached eggs. I have never been able to master. I've followed instructions on how to do it. Put vinegar in the water, use a slotted spoon, stir this around, whatever, make a little whirlpool, whatever. I've tried all these different methods and have not been able to do a decent poached egg. And then Sharon was making a poached egg, and she had these. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So they're called poachies. No butter, no oil, no vinegar, proper water poached egg, perfect every time. And I would agree because I did have one made with these. So Sharon did send me home with these. And thank you so much, Sharon, for sending me home with these. Because I love poached eggs. And these just make a perfect poached egg every time. So which is one of the wonderful things I found while I was in Europe and in Liverpool, besides you and your family, Sharon. And the other one is this. So Sharon's mom gave this to me, and this is the Little Book of Liverpool. And it's not just like a map of the Beatles sites and everything. It's very goes into the historic, talks about a Liverpool history timeline starting in 3000 BC. There's trivia questions. There's little phrases. If you are a stranger to Liverpool, you need to know that a moggy is a cat. A jigger rabbit is a stray cat. A bevy is a drink. Hen fruit is an egg. Depth charges are oysters. Black tapioca is caviar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a really fun, very, very interesting, very informative book. So Sharon, I didn't get a chance to thank your mom properly. So please thank your mom for this, The Little Book of Liverpool by Alexander Tunnock. Extra points if you can tell me what that is. The top of what building is that, and then what this is on the top of that building. All righty. Got sidetracked there a little bit. Oh, thank you so much, Janice. Janice just posted a link for the Refajo episode. Don't watch it now because we're busy, but when you get a chance, check that out, and you can see what I was talking about as far as Refajo, mixing the beer and the champagne cola together. David, you're on top of it. I know Sharon would know. That's like, Sharon doesn't have to answer that because, she lives there and she knows. She actually works for the city of Liverpool. So she's really going to know. She's going to know the ins and outs of all that. She might read that book and be bored with it because she already knows all that stuff. But awesome book. All right, let's get back into our snacks. Let's see how we're doing on time. We have about 45 minutes left and we got 4 snacks left. I think we're doing fine. All right. So let's see what's next. We did the sarsaparilla. Okay. I did answer the trivia question, right? I did confirm that it is, in fact, birch oil. This one's interesting. This one's fun. This one is familiar to Americans, sort of, but then takes it in a British flavor direction. So, there we go. All right, so these are limited edition Doritos Minecraft The Creeper. You will have to tell me what the Creeper is. Those of you who actually play Minecraft or maybe saw the movie. I think it's a movie tie-in. I don't know if is that a character, the Creeper? I think maybe it's that green guy right there, the Creeper. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. That's not going to be the trivia question. I'm just really asking. These are Doritos Minecraft The Creeper vinegar tortilla chips. Now that's a really, really unusual flavor. Like we've had chips or crisps. Did they call them chips? They do. They call them flavor corn chips. They don't call them tortilla chips. They call them corn chips. Doritos, we call them chips as well. I'm surprised they don't call them crisps or corn crisps, but who knows? Whatever. Doritos were first introduced into the UK in 1994. They're produced by Frito-Lay, and we've talked about Frito-Lay before. In the UK, Frito-Lay is actually Walkers. So Walkers is the UK division of Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay was formed when the Frito Company, founded by Charles Elmer Doolin, and H.W. Lay Company, founded by Herman Lay, merged in 1961. So here's the question. Question for you is, what is the largest, I'm going to call it crisp, what is the largest crisp/chip, like potato chip? What is the largest crisp/chip production plant in the world? And if you can tell me the company, that's great. And if you just want to narrow it down to the city, that's fine too. Right? If you give me both, that's awesome. Even more awesome. And Janice, you are correct. There are liver birds on top of the liver building. Funny story about liver birds, and you'll find that if you read this book. Funny story about the liver bird. So the liver bird represents the city of Liverpool, and so it's on everything having to do with Liverpool. I opted for a super lamb banana, but that's neither here nor there. The liver bird was originally, I can't remember which king it was. There was a king who had this bird as his symbol, and they didn't have any good examples of it left, and so they asked somebody to reproduce it, like artistically, and it was an eagle, but based on the poor artistry of the picture that they had to go by, they mistook this eagle for a cormorant. And so the liver bird is basically patterned after a cormorant. Cormorant, if you've ever seen them, they're these black birds. They're very similar to pelicans. So they will dive like pelicans. Most of the time, you'll see them on the surface of the water, and then they just disappear under the surface of the water. They have long black necks, like S-shaped necks. I think they're completely black. They might have an orange bill. And they have like their throat expands like. What they do is they take the fish in their mouth, put their head up, and the fish goes down the mouth. So the person who is recreating this symbol for this king mistook the drawing of this eagle for a cormorant, and so that's why when the liver bird became a cormorant. But there's a whole mythology behind the liver bird, and they're saying it's a completely separate bird and it's a fictional bird and it doesn't exist and everything, whatever. But it's an eagle that was poorly drawn that is now represented by a cormorant. So that's the liver bird. All right. So these are limited edition movie packs. So it is a tie-in for the Minecraft movie, and they're vinegar tortilla chips. I'm looking forward to these. All right. Getting a vinegar smell, and that's a Dorito. Oh, wow. Yep, that hits right away. It's really unusual because I have had the lion's share of salt and vinegar potato chips, but I don't think I've ever had like a salt and vinegar corn chip or tortilla chip. I say corn chip like Fritos, because a corn chip is not necessarily a tortilla chip. Tortilla chip is essentially like going to a Mexican restaurant, you get chips. They basically cut apart a tortilla into sections and fry it. That's a really unusual flavor, especially with the corn. David, have you had salt and vinegar corn chips though? Or like tortilla chips? Salt and vinegar? As a lovely, as they say in the UK, a lovely vinegar flavor that really, I think, complements the corn. I was kind of thinking that it might not, but it really does. It really complements the corn. Those are really good. Those are going to get a thumbs up. I got to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to work. Tortilla chip with vinegar, but it does. It does work. Nice taste that leaves that vinegar taste in your mouth. Really, really nice. David, I'm trying to remember where I think I'm. Sharon, do you remember? Did I buy these in Liverpool, or did I already have these from like? Did I get these at the Tesco? Maybe I'm trying to remember where I got these. I only got them at Tesco. The Tesco Express. Okay, yeah. Well, David, let me know, and if you get a chance to try them, let me know as well. All right. So the question was, what is the largest crisp production plant in the world? Let's see. I think Janice said in Leicester. That part is correct. It is the Walker's factory in Leicester. So the Walker's crisp factory in Leicester is the largest in the world. If I find them, I will give you a shout out. Oh, cool, David. Thanks. And especially for somebody who is I'm assuming a connoisseur of vinegar chips, salt and vinegar chips or crisps. I'm really curious to see your reaction to it. All righty. So that's that. Let's go to our next one. That is this one, I think. Yes. Now, everybody recognizes that logo. Even though it says Walker's, you still recognize that logo, I'm sure. But these are Walker's Flame Grilled Steak Max Crisps. So, or I might have them in the wrong order. They may be Max Flame Grilled Steak Crisps. The word flame grilled steak, the word Max, and the word crisps are in there somewhere. I'm just not completely sure of the order. But these are from Walker's. And as you know, Walker's is a division of, or the UK division of Lay's. Or Frito-Lays. So these are, again, Walker Flame Grilled Max Crisps. Walker's was founded in 1948 by Henry Walker in Leicester, England. The company was acquired in 1989 by PepsiCo, who are the owners of Frito-Lay. Did I miss something here? No, I did not. Okay. All right. So these are flame grilled steak flavor, bursting with more flavor, sizzling flame grilled steak. So, like, if I open this, I expect to hear that sizzling sound. I am not seeing meat in the ingredients. So it says, let's see, sizzling flame grilled steak flavor ridged potato chips. Ingredients: potatoes, vegetable oil, flame grilled steak seasoning. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's made with flame grilled steak. It's just the seasoning they would use on flame grilled steak. Salt, onion powder, sugar, potassium chloride, smoked salt, color, antioxidants, extract, absorbic acid, tocopherol, rich extract, and citric acid. So I don't see meat in there. Now, the unfortunate thing is, when I was coming back from the UK, I stopped in Dublin Airport, and I had, I think, like 4 hours on the ground in Dublin Airport. Now, when you used to go through Dublin Airport, coming back into the United States, you had your run of the airport, right? You could go anywhere as long as you didn't leave the airport, as long as you didn't leave the secure area of the airport, you could go anywhere in the airport. Well, they've changed things. I think it was since last year. They've changed things. If you're an American citizen and you're coming back to go into the United States, you go through this very specific area. So they do a pre-screening, immigration screening before you go in there. So they take your picture, they check your ID and everything, and then you go into this one area where all the flights to the United States are for if you're an American citizen. And unfortunately, it is a very, very small part of the Dublin airport. They have one bar, one restaurant, I think they have a coffee place, and they have a gift shop, and that's it. And it was to make things even more disappointing. In the restaurant, I got there. I think it was a little bit afternoon. They only served breakfast till 11 o'clock, so I couldn't get a full Irish breakfast. But I did see it on the menu, and that full Irish breakfast had turkey sausages, or turkey bangers, whatever. Who does that? Who does? I don't know. I was just really, really disappointed that I didn't have my run of the airport. I couldn't go anywhere in the Dublin airport, and I had to spend my 4 hours in this one block sized area. So I was kind of disappointed. You get your mom's supper, David. We'll be here for you. Bought from Co-op with the drunk guy. Oh, that's right. Thank you. the drunk guy. I remember this. So it was funny. We were in a co-op, a store called Co-op, and I think it was with Dave, and this guy walks up to me and he starts talking to me, and I don't understand it. Like, I know. I can do like I can understand a Cockney accent. I can understand a Liverpudlian accent, or a Manchester accent. I can understand those. Scottish, a little bit challenging, but not impossible. Wales, really difficult, but at least I recognize what it is. And this guy was speaking to me in some language I just did not understand whatsoever. And he was pointing at some chips or something, and I made a comment about what it said on the thing. And that was it. And then he was walked over to the counter and he was saying something to the counter and everything. And I turned to Dave and I said, what language is he speaking? I don't understand that. And he said, drunk. He's drunk. So that was kind of funny. I'm surprised a fast food place hasn't done a fortune cookie milkshake yet. Would a fortune cookie blend? So fortune, I don't know what the dough, if that's what you want to use the word for it, that they used to make the cookies. But I know it has almond flavoring in it. I think maybe it's like some sort of rice flour or something. I honestly don't know. But I don't see how a fortune to me, they're crunchy. I don't see how they would break down into a format that would make a good milkshake. Doesn't smell like meat. So the reason I brought up the Dublin airport is because one of a product of Ireland is Keogh's chips, and Keogh's has used to have a flame grilled steak, Irish steak chip that was available in the US and actually had meat in it. So I was upset that I couldn't, if they had it somewhere in the airport, I couldn't find it because I was limited to that one area. That's nice. Almost has a flavor of beef fat, but I would think they would list that if that was the case. It has a beef fat flavor. There's a smokiness to it. It tastes like brisket. Now, I didn't see meat on the label or anything, but it tastes like brisket. I mean, I'm getting that meat flavor, unless they're just saying, flavoring and it's actually a meat. To me, it tastes like I'm getting a brisket flavor, and I don't know if that's a psychosomatic thing. I don't know if I'm imagining that I'm getting this brisket flavor from this, but I'm getting like the flavor of brisket in there. I'm going to say that it's possible that those crisps do not have real meat in them, but they sure taste like they do. Closer than any other artificial meat flavor. I mean, it doesn't say it's vegan, but I don't see why they would. I'm going to give that I'm going to give thumbs way up. Those are really, really good. And like I said, if there's no meat in there, at least it's giving me the impression of meat, and I like that. So yeah, thumbs way up for that. All right, so our question was, let's see. I didn't ask the question. All right, I'm sorry about that. So, but the question was, what company makes flame grilled Irish steak chips made with real beef? And I told you what that was because I was talking about Keogh's. So that kind of spoils the question right there. I kind of answered my own question, not even answering the question. All right. So we are on the subject of flame grilled steak. These are, hang on a second. Let's get that back out here. This is also from Walker's. And again, we mentioned Walker's previously several times and noted that Walker's is the UK division of Frito-Lay's. It started out as a separate company, but is now part of PepsiCo, which is part of Frito-Lay. And this is Monster Munch. Now, any of our UKers out there, are you familiar with the Monster Munch? Is that like a regular product and different flavors, or is that something very, very specific? I like the way it says grab bag, like we took it out of that our Connecticut Trader Joe's bag. So these are roast beef flavor. It says flavor baked corn snack. They almost look like those Cheetos paws, or like the cheetah paws that Cheetos came out with. They almost kind of look like that. Not surprising that they would use that. Let's see. Miniature monsters with big creepy heads or crunchy claws, plucked straight from roast beef beasts. Bite off each crispy toe, or is it an arm? Nibble the sides or stick your tongue through the hole and let it melt in all its meaty glory. So they're indicating that there's actual meat in here. Again, it's roast beef flavor. What's in Monster Munch? Roast beef flavor baked corn snack. Ingredients: maize, which is corn, rapeseed oil, roast beef seasoning. And again, I'm not sure if they mean the seasoning you would use to make roast beef, or there's actually roast beef in there. Like, it's hard to tell. Wheat flour, calcium, iron, niacin, hydrogelized soy protein, whey from milk, flavorings, flour from wheat, sugar, flavor enhancers, monosodium glutamate, which gets a bad name, but it doesn't deserve it. Onion powder, salt, garlic powder, color, ammonia caramel. That's odd color. And spices. So I don't know. It doesn't really say that there's beef in it, but they're really talking like there is. So we're just going to try these. Oh, the trivia question. We're talking about meat. We're talking about chips. What company produces chips made from meat? So that's their thing. What company produces chips made from meat? And I don't mean meat flavored chips. I mean chips made from meat. Which company produces chips made from meat? Let's see. Monster Munch are great, but I prefer the pickled onion flavor. Oh, they have different flavors then. I thought Monster Munch was like a flavor or something, but I guess not. I ruined everything, Val. Why did I ruin everything? What did I ruin? Let's see. Surprise fast food place. Okay, milkshake thing. Rather have an almond cookie milkshake. Cookie milkshakes. That sounds like an idea. Like, I love oatmeal raisin. Maybe an oatmeal raisin milkshake would be good. The problem for me would be the milk, because I'm lactose intolerant. But, we could use like lactate or oat milk or something. Very common. Just had a bag of pickled onion. The best. I love pickled onion. You gave away the trivia answer. I did? I don't think I did. No, I didn't say. So I didn't say potato chips made with from meat. I said, what company produces chips made from meat? So the chips themselves, they're not potato, they're not corn, they're not flour, they're meat. The chips are made from meat. I think. I did give the other one away. These are big. And I know there was a Cheetos one that was similar to this, but I don't remember them being that big. It's a texture, maybe a little bit denser than a Cheeto, the old-fashioned Cheeto, not the baked ones, but the old-fashioned Cheetos. A little bit denser than that, but it breaks down like that. I'm not getting that meat flavor from here like I was from the Walker's Max. I'm not getting a meat flavor from here. Steve, I would just imagine some place that makes milkshakes, that's famous for their milkshakes, could just do some cookie flavors. Like maybe like one summer or something, they just have like 4 different cookie flavor milkshakes. I think that would work. The Cheetos paw. Now, I thought it looked familiar, but I don't remember eating the Cheetos paw, because I wouldn't have gotten them just because they were a different shape but the same flavor. I wouldn't have gotten those. So, Nashies, are these the same size as the Cheetos paws? Are they the same size? I mean, it would not surprise me, because Frito-Lays are making these, indirectly. And so whatever the mold is that they use to make the Cheeto paws, they're probably using the same mold to make these. But I'm not having eaten them, I don't know if they're that size or not. Each toe at a time. So I'm doing the David Wardle one, which is basically let it dissolve in my mouth, use my tongue to crush it, which is nice. I think that enhances the flavor, to be honest with you. Now I will try Sharon's suggestion, which is to eat it a toe at a time. And that neatly breaks off. I'm going to use Sharon and David Wardle's recommendation. I'm going to eat it a toe at a time and break it down with my tongue. Have you tried Sprite plus tea yet? I've not tried it yet, but I have it upstairs. I'm going to film it after this. I'll probably put it out as a short, like maybe tomorrow or so. They just break off really nice. They don't taste like Cheetos at all. But to me, honestly, it tastes more like corn than Cheetos does. Couldn't get that last toe. The longer you eat it, the longer you let it sit in your mouth, the more flavor comes out of that. And the less they taste like Cheetos. Okay. I'm going to give those thumbs in the middle, trending upward. I like them a lot. I really do like them a lot. To me, they kind of were telling me that they taste like Cheetos, but when I actually tasted them, they don't taste like Cheetos. So I do like them. I do like the flavor. But dude, you put the word roast beef on the bag and they don't taste like roast beef. So thumbs in the middle, trending upward. All right. So the question was, what company produces chips made from meat? So let's see. I don't see anybody. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see anybody guess. Oh, Janice guessed. Janice said Wild Brands. Did anybody else guess? I don't see any other guesses. Janice, you are correct. In fact, it is Wild Brand, and they're famous for their chicken skin chips. So they're chips made with chicken skin, not potato, not wheat, not corn. Actually, chicken skin. So Wild Brand. I think we might have done one either on a live stream or like an episode, and I wasn't really crazy about them, I think, but they have like dozens and dozens. So I think maybe we try the chicken and waffles one, if I'm not mistaken. They have a lot of those interesting flavors. I just, for some reason, was not really impressed with them. All right, we got one left. Chicken rinds. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. Like if you have a deep fryer and you take, like, let's say you're making chicken and you take the skin off that chicken and then you put that chicken skin in the deep fryer and you get that deep fried chicken skin. Oh my God, that's delicious. We have pork scratchings, which here are pig skin fried to pure crunch. I imagine they're like cracklins, which is a US thing, which is the same thing, but they're really, really crunchy, which is slightly different than like chicharron. Or pork skins. I think there's probably like several ways to make that. And I think what you're talking about, the pork scratchings, is probably one of those ways. But it from what you described, David, it sounds like very similar to pork cracklins. Cracklins are good, Nashies. They are. All right, one left. And then I think we have plenty of time for goût mélange. What would you call goût mélange in the UK? All right, so this is the last one. I found this one fascinating. I think I got these at Tesco. These are Smith's brand scampi flavor fries. So this is from the Smith's Snack Food Company, which was founded in 1920 by Frank Smith, again, so not just a catchy name, and Jim Viney in Cricklewood, UK. It was purchased by PepsiCo in 1989. So I think almost everything we ate here was probably like a PepsiCo product or a PepsiCo company. So again, this is from Smith's and it is scampi flavored. So here's a question for you. The question is, what must products in the UK contain in order to be labeled scampi? It's a specific flavor. What must products in the UK contain in order to be labeled scampi? All right, here we go. This is scampi and lemon flavor cereal snack. It doesn't say, it says cereal, which leads me to believe it's more than one kind of grain. Let's see. Sunflower, breadcrumbs. So it lists wheat. It also lists corn, wheat and corn, and soy. And wheat and soy. I'm not going to mention any other ingredients because I asked a trivia question. So you know it's not wheat or corn or soy. I knew that was them as soon as you took them out of the bag. I fed a video a while ago making a sandwich with them. With these, David? Ooh. You guys are going to laugh at me. You guys are going to laugh at me. But I swear to God, these smell like fried clams. Now, if you have not had fried clams, I am talking about the wondrous miracle of a New England fried clam, particularly a fried Ipswich clam, bellies, neck, and all. Just like dredged through like a flour batter and then deep fried and then but it has a particular smell, and for some reason these smell like fried clams. It's just taking me to fried. I'm in Massachusetts. I'm gonna get fried clams sometime soon. Gonna get fried clams. Somebody, I think I might have missed it. I think somebody asked like a Massachusetts or a local question or a Los Angeles question or something, and I might have missed that. So if that was one of you guys, let me know. Tried Space Raiders pickled onion flavor cosmic corn snacks from the UK. That's a mouthful. Very similar genus. Oh, so it looks like Sharon and David Wardle are both familiar with those. So what is your favorite Doritos flavor? My favorite Doritos flavor, probably the, which one were they? It was black something, and it had this kind of fruity flavor to it. And I can't recall what it was offhand, but the flavor was like really intense and really, really good. There was another one that had kind of a pineapple flavor to it that I also enjoyed a lot, and I thought were really good. Oil of skin. They almost look like Chex, but they don't have the holes in it. Ooh, they don't taste like they smell. Wow, that's a really interesting and unique flavor. I'm getting a little bit of that lemon, but it's not overpowering. It's not like really lemony or citrusy. Oh, Steve, you have the barbecue ones. These have a really nice finish, like a nice lemon finish. But it's like lemon and butter, which I think is going to be the case for something called scampi anyways. I know it doesn't give away the answer. These are really, really interesting. I think these would be good with clam chowder. I think if you're going to eat clam chowder and have these with the clam chowder, they'd be really good. There's a really, really interesting and unique flavor. I'm going to go ahead and give those a thumbs up. Was it spicy sweet chili Doritos? No, it was not. It was some other name. Hang on a second. I can get that for you. Let me look at. Oh, I have my list here. I'm going to do a search. Let's see. No. Oh, I've done a lot of Doritos. No, that's roulette. No, that's Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch. Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch Doritos Loco Taco Supreme. Screamin' Sriracha. I've done a lot of Doritos. Sweet and Tangy Barbecue Chips. I don't think it was that. Doritos Minis, we did with Janice. Hot mustard and tangy ketchup. Those were good. Those were good. Those were really good. Solid black. That's what it was. The solid black spicy pineapple jalapeno chips. Those were amazing. Those were like life-changing. So I don't know if you guys remember that. Doritos solid black spicy pineapple jalapeno chips. Those were really good. But it just reminded me that the mustard and the ketchup ones were really good too. Have you ever tried stinky tofu? Yes, Laughing Meds. I do. I have a stinky tofu episode. Janice, can you see if you can find that? My stinky tofu episode? Oh, Tom, good. So Tom was not here earlier, and Deborah did talk to us while they were in the car, because he had to go to like a Home Depot, I think, and it was about 100 miles from his house. So welcome home, Tom, and welcome to the chat. Yeah, those are exceptional. The question was, what must products in the UK contain to be labeled scampi? And the answer is langoustines. And langoustines, if you're not familiar with them, they're kind of a cross between a lobster and a shrimp. They look like giant shrimp or small, thin lobsters, but it's a separate thing. They have these long claws, these long, thin claws, not like big lobster claws. They have these long, thin claws, and they just look like colossal shrimp. They're bigger than the biggest shrimp you've ever seen, and they're called langoustines. But in order to for a UK product to be labeled scampi, it has to have langoustines in it. Like everybody's saying the niceties. All right, so let's go ahead and do goût mélange. We can still talk while we're doing it, because questions from you guys about my experience in the UK. Now, to be fair, I've been going to the UK since 1992. 1992 was the first time I went to the UK. I think I spent the entire time in London. Spent a lot of time in London. Been to Liverpool multiple times. It was this last time was the second time I'd been to Stonehenge. So I'd been to Stonehenge before. Also been to Bath and Salisbury. And I think we did go to, we went to Salisbury. We were going to go into the cathedral on the same trip where we went to see Stonehenge, but the cathedral closed at 4 p.m. or something like that. And we had just gotten there just afterwards. So we were unable to go into the cathedral. The big thing about the cathedral is they have a copy of the Magna Carta in Salisbury Cathedral. But also nearby is Bath. I did not go to Bath this time, but I did go to Bath the previous time. So I spent a lot of time in Liverpool, a lot of time in London, a lot of time in Slough. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Slough, if you go to the British version of The Office, it takes place in Slough, UK, which is kind of the UK version of Scranton, which I think is where the US show is. All right, so we're going to do goût mélange. Let's put a lot of this stuff together. Let's see. So we have our, because I think everything is really small, I'm going to leave these whole. I think this is going to make, honestly, everything is crisps. So the only exception to that is the what is that? Tunnock's? Yeah, the Tunnock's caramel. That's the only exception to that. So I'm going to have to break that one apart. But everything else is like, crisps or something crisp-like. I don't want to break that up too small. So I think this is going to be like a party mix. I love the way these smell. The Max plain grilled steak one. Like I said, it doesn't say there's meat on it, but it sure smells. It sure tastes like it. See, did I put these in? I don't remember if I put those in. Let's put those in. If we put more, we put more. Thank you very much, Janice. So somebody was asking about stinky tofu, and Janice just posted the link for our stinky tofu episode. The list is getting shorter and shorter as to something I haven't had. So what haven't I had that I want to have? I haven't had real Kazu Marzu. I did make some for Matt Zion, but it's not real. It was just, cheese and maggots. But the wrong, not the wrong kind of cheese, but at the wrong stage of production, and not the same maggots, not the proper same maggots, but we did do that. Did Janice put up the link to the Spotted Dick? I don't think so, because I think that was your episode, Tom. If you can find that, go ahead and put that up. so people can see what we were talking about as far as spotted dick goes. And that actually, I want to say that turned out really, really well. Tom and I made it. I mean, Tom and I made Twinkies before as well, because I think, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a pickle and peanut butter Twinkies that we did. I think it's what it was. The cathedral didn't close because of the time valve. They knew American who ate communion wafer cereal was coming and said, no way. Maybe. Well, actually, 3 Americans, because Jeremy and Rick were with me. All right, now here's the problem. I do have some water somewhere. Oh, here. I have to kind of rinse my hands off because I don't want to break apart that chocolate or the wafer and get this all over my hands. I mean, get this all over the wafer. It is on my channel. Oh, okay. Janice. Oh, Tom just posted it. So the link that Tom just posted, it was somebody was asking about spotted dick earlier, and I said that I mentioned that Tom and I had made spotted dick, and so he posted the link. So there, that is worth checking out as well. Of us making spotted dick. All right, that's close enough. Oh, I didn't put the peanut butter buttons in there. I forgot about those. I think maybe, will these break in half? They break up, yeah. Have I answered everybody's question? Like, if everybody had a question, did I answer you? I'm going to make sure I answered everybody. Tom, do you remember? Did we make custard sauce with that? With the spotted dick? Did we make a custard sauce with that? I don't recall. I do a lot of episodes. I don't always remember the details of them. All right, let's see what the best way to break this apart would be. Let's see if it just breaks apart. It kind of breaks apart. It's a little sticky. Yes, there was a sauce. Okay. I wasn't sure if we did the custard sauce on it or not. Before I mix this up and eat it, I'm just going to check in with Julie real quick to see how she's doing. I didn't see any text from her. So let me go ahead and check in with her and see how she's doing. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, headed home soon. Labs CT look good. Living to see another day. Oh, I guess everything was okay. She said she's heading home soon. That was at 5:43. She might pop in. We might actually see her. So good news. Everything went well. Julie's okay, and she's coming home. So everybody who thought happy thoughts for her, thank you so much. It looks like they paid off. Any thoughts on what's going on with LA right now? Yeah, insanity. That's the only explanation I have for it is insanity. It's like it's escalating on both sides, and it could turn very ugly. And it's a shame that this has to happen in the United States. But to be perfectly honest with you, that happened a lot back in the 1960s. It happened in Stonewall. It happened in Chicago. So, it's just, I mean, not the exact same situation, but, Ohio, Kent State, where they sent in the National Guard to quell protests, and they ended up shooting, I think, four students who were unarmed, by the way. This was back in 1970 at Kent State University in Ohio. We don't learn. So I don't know. I'm watching it because I have a lot of peeps in LA still, and I just don't understand how people can be like that. So, but it is what it is. Here you go, Goût Mélange. Give you a little look at that. Looks like breakfast cereal. I'm getting a kick of vinegar from the vinegar chips. And the chocolate from the Tunnocks I'm getting something that I think is the texture of the peanut butter buttons. I'm not really getting a lot of that peanut butter flavor though. This is a decent. This is a decent like snack mix. The only thing is that the vinegar almost tastes like it doesn't belong in there. It's not offensive. It's just like an odd flavor with the vinegar and the chocolate in there. They kind of don't. They don't really seem like they play well together. They're not offensive. They just don't seem to play well together. I got to be honest with you, though. These scampi fries, they make me want. They make me want fried clams. It's crazy. I want fried after I ate those, and I want fried clams. I love a Mars bar and a bag of salt vinegar chips at the same time. Oh, well, that's interesting. You're just talking about a regular Mars bar, David, not a fried Mars bar, right? We need to find the whole fried clams. Remind me, Steve, what major city you live near? Steve Russell. I'm taking different bites, kind of expecting it to have different flavors. It's weird because the flavors here don't blend, so you just get pockets of these flavors. I've never had a deep fried Mars bar. I know the Chippies do them, but maybe that's in England. Maybe they don't. Well, okay. So to be fair, in Beaverton, Oregon, there is a food cart named the Frying Scotsman who does fried haggis, but he also does fried Mars bar. And I think we have an episode from there, from the Frying Scotsman, where we do both of the fried haggis and the fried Mars bar. So I don't know. I mean, maybe David, just ask at your local Chippy, and maybe they do it. I've had deep fried brownies, had deep fried Oreos, have not had deep fried brownies. You can look at them for when I go to the Outer Banks next month. The thing is, their Ipswich clams are from New England. And it's usually like North Shore, north of Boston, like Essex and Ipswich, and those cities there. I don't know how far up they go. Like, I don't know if that goes up to Maine, and I don't know if it goes any farther than Cape Cod. So it might be very, very specific, the Ipswich clams from that area that they use for fried clams. And they might not use other clams. I think if you find steamers, you might be able to make them yourself. Find a recipe for them and use steamers. You'll have them, then you'll have the whole clam belly and everything, but they're just, steamers are really not the same clam, and there's a big, big difference in flavor. Morgantown, West Virginia. Yeah, well, you're pretty landlocked there. So, yeah, I would say New England's going to be your best bet. But, I mean, if there's places that you might find a seafood restaurant on the coast, not necessarily that in New England, but you might find that import the clams or something, have the clam shipped there. They're invented in Scotland as a place that will fry anything. Cream eggs. Ooh, cream eggs. That sounds interesting. I assume you mean the Cadbury ones. All right, for this, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward. I just like, it's interesting, all these different flavors and everything. They don't really blend very well. And like the chocolate and the vinegar just don't quite have that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try your thing, David, with the Mars bar and the vinegar chips. We'll have to try that. See how that works. So yeah, I would say thumbs up, trending downward. Not a great thing. Not a thing I would do on a regular basis. So again, we kind of scratched the surface on, like I showed you at the beginning. I do have these other. Look, a Tesco bag. I do have these other items, the Marmite peanuts, the pot noodle, the sticky rib flavored pot noodle, and even mulligatawny soup. So we'll be doing some episodes with those and everything. So I just kind of scratched the surface. And again, I would be remiss if I didn't not thank everybody who made an amazing adventure, including Sharon, Dave, and their family, and Amelia and Tommy as well. Venki, who was in a couple of episodes in Bristol and Cardiff, Michelle, Cedric, Tom, all you guys really made it an interesting adventure. My last time in the UK. So I thank you all. I hope you enjoyed me going through these snacks with you as much as I enjoyed the UK. The thing is you experience, whenever you experience anything like that, it's like, what, there's really, how much value is it if you don't get to share those experiences? And that's what I'm very fortunate to be able to share those experiences with you. And I thank you for being part of this community. And again, we're at 6,000 subscribers. From a YouTube standpoint, that's meh, but from a personal standpoint, there's 6,000 people that regularly enjoy the channel and everything. And I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that, like, at least once a week we try to get together and do this. And it's the high point of my week. I really enjoy it. Now, again, check out the other channels of the people that we support. We wouldn't tell you we wouldn't even suggest them to you if we didn't think that you would like them. Tom, old guy in Colorado, Janice Yamanaka, Nashies, there's a whole bunch of them. And if you want to know who they are, you just go to the main YouTube channel and scroll down to featured channels, and they're all listed in there, and check them out. One of the things I want to mention is I just found this out last night is that if any of you familiar with Main Event Pong, he had a great channel. He did beers, and he did hot stuff, like really hot things. And he just kind of walked away from it for a while, but he is rebranding. I think there's going to be another name. I'll have to find out what the name is, but he's going to be doing movie reviews, which he does really well. So I'm really looking forward to his new channel where he's doing where he's doing music reviews. That's going to be really good. So check out the channels. Show them some love. If you like the channels, and we think you will, and you're going to want to watch them on a regular basis, then do subscribe to them, interact with them. Do the thumbs up on them, and leave comments. I try to get to every comment that we get. Always try to reply. Again, my interaction with you is not limited to the chat when we do the live stream. Also, I do a lot of interaction with you guys with leaving comments and me answering those comments. So I will make it a point to always answer or respond to you if you leave a comment. I will do that. Now, maybe if we ever get to 1 million subscribers and I have like 10,000 people leaving comments and everything, maybe we won't be able to do that. But hell, that just seems like a long time away. So, what other adventures we have planned? We do have a lot of other adventures planned. There will be a lot of more very interesting things. Maybe in a short period of time. Again, the UK thing. I want to thank everybody from the UK for the hospitality and just being able to see old friends again. Everything was really wonderful. So I thank you all. So hopefully we'll have something new and different and interesting for you next week. But in the meantime, I think we've got like episodes that are coming out every day for the next 8 days or so, just because I'm trying to get caught up. So be sure to check those out. I will let you guys know how Julie's doing, but I think she's doing okay. They let her go home. So I think thumbs up there. So I want to thank you all so much. Also, some of the new people don't know, Janice Yamanaka has not broken her streak yet. She has participated in every single live stream we've done since we started live streaming. So it's going to take you a long time to catch up with her, and she'd have to miss a whole bunch for you to catch up with her. But so thank you, Janice. Also one of our mods, and just thank you all. So thank you all once again for 6,000 subscriptions, and for tuning in and for participating in this wonderful community. I couldn't ask for a better community. I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people to communicate with. It is really literally, and I'm not just saying this, is the high point of my week, and I really thank you all so much. So thank you for being on this ride with me. But we still got a little bit. For some of us, we still have a little bit of time in the weekend. Some of us are already into Monday, but wherever you are, whatever you're going to do. Just remember that it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And we will definitely see you soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.